You are listening to the PraiseWorks Health and Wellness Network. Our broadcast host will take you on a journey of total wellness for your mind, body, and spirit. All the content aired on this network have been copywritten and are protected by federal copyright laws. All duplications and or rebroadcasts of any show on this network must have the expressed written permission of the network owners. The claims and views presented on this network are not necessarily the view and opinions of the network owners. Take a moment every day to look in the mirror and smile, for do you not know that your body houses the Holy Spirit who is in you, a gift from God? You are not your own and have been purchased by God. So honor Him with your body as you take a journey of total wellness for your mind, body, and spirit.
Welcome to the Wellness Journey with Lynnis of PraiseWorks. Our program will show you the fun and simplicity of wellness. You can achieve total wellness through holistic practices and fitness. Join us now as we talk to the experts in the field of total wellness for your mind, body, and spirit. Here's Lynnis.
Hi, this is Lynnis of PraiseWorks, and welcome to another wonderful edition of the Wellness Journey. Actually, this is a special edition of the Wellness Journey, and why do I call it special? Well, it depends on what time of the year you're listening to this broadcast. I call it special because we have a very special guest with us today that's going to be talking about something that's a little different that everybody is concerned about. So I advise you to stay tuned for the whole broadcast so that you can find out some wonderful information that we all have in common and how we can deal with that issue that we all have in common in maybe a different and unique way. But before we go to our wonderful guest, as you know, I always like to spend a little time with you all and find out what's going on in your world. Please email me and let me know how you've been enjoying the programs thus far, and also what kinds of topics you would like to hear on the Wellness Journey. My email address is The Wellness Journey, that's all one word, The Wellness Journey, at yahoo.com. That's The Wellness Journey at yahoo.com. Bring to me your suggestions of people you'd like to hear on the broadcast or topics that you'd like to know about on the broadcast, because we really do these broadcasts for you, to give you an opportunity to find out the kind of information you need to be able to approach total wellness for your mind, body, and spirit. Also, I wanted to let you know that in September, because you'll be hearing this broadcast the first time around, in the first week or the latter part of August of 2012. But in September of 2012, I'm very excited to announce that we have a brand new coaching program called Body Love. And Body Love is all about loving yourself where you are right now and moving to a place where you're going to renew, restore, and re-energize yourself in such a way that you'll be ready to kind of go to the next point of your journey in terms of getting well. So if you're a person that's had problems with eating, maybe weight management, problems with stress, anxiety, problems with sleeplessness, anything that is keeping you from being well in your body, we want to help you get to a place where you can start working on those things. And the first thing is to begin to talk with you and work with you on learning to love yourselves as you are right now, so that you will have the zest and the desire to be able to move forward in being a better you. To find out more about the Body Love coaching program, please go to my website, and that's www.praiseworks.biz. That's www.praiseworks.biz. And there you will find information about all of our programs. And just click on coaching. You'll see all of our different coaching programs, and the Body Love program will be there also. We coach in groups, women of 10. And our first coaching starts in September, and then every 2 weeks we start a new one. So you can never be too late. So please go to the website, find out the information, and there'll be a hook there or a link where you will connect you directly to our email, so you can send us a note to let us know your level of interest. Look forward to hearing from all of you. And one more thing, we're so excited that we are going to be doing monthly webinars with PraiseWorks, and in the month of September 2013, and September 17th to be precise, we will be having a webinar. And we'll talk more about that when we talk to our guest. In fact, we will be right back with our guest, Cynthia Rowland, who is going to be talking to us about a different kind of anti-aging process that actually works. This is Lynnis from PraiseWorks, and we will be right back. Are you suffering from neck and back pain, joint pain, complications from PMS, stomach problems and headaches? Do you feel tense and stressed? Forever Green Essential Oils is the answer for you. Essential oils are sourced from herbs, spices, seeds, flowers, and plants. Essential oils have proven their medicinal and healing qualities for hundreds of years. In the Bible, essential oils are referenced many times and were used for healing purposes. Forever Green Essential Oils produces one of the most pristine, organic, and therapeutic oils in the world. There are an array of oils that will address many of the health problems that you might currently be taking pharmaceuticals for. To find out more about these wonderful essential oils and how they can help you, contact us for more information at oilsessential@ymail.com. That's oilsessential@ymail.com. Or give us a call at 916-706-7565, and we will be glad to give you a free assessment on how Forever Green Essential Oils can aid you along your journey to total wellness for your mind, body, and spirit. Forever Green Essential Oils, one of the best organic and therapeutic grade oils in the world. Welcome back to the Wellness Journey. I'm so glad you're here. And if you're just now tuning in, this is Lynnis of Praiseworks, and we're going to be talking about something that is really, I think, a revelation and something that I've heard about before, but really didn't start learning about until the last 2 or 3 weeks. We're going to be talking to Cynthia Rowland, and Cynthia Rowland is an expert when it comes to facial exercising and how it can impact you in such a way that it can take years off of your appearance from these exercises that she does. And she has a fantastic story herself in terms of how she came to do that. And, of course, as is tradition on the Wellness Journey, I never introduce anybody. I always let them introduce themselves because they're the expert of who they are. Cynthia, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Welcome to the Wellness Journey. We are so glad you're with us today.
Thank you, Lynnis. I'm so happy that we get to be together today.
Yeah, I know. This is very exciting, all the things that are going to be happening. Tell us a little bit, Cynthia, about how you came to create your product, Facial Magic, how that all came into existence.
Well, I would be delighted to share that with your listeners. You know, sometimes when we look in the mirror, we miss obvious flaws. And that's kind of what happened to me when I realized at some age, I was certainly over 40, that I was beginning to see something kind of odd happen in my face. And that is when I would put on my makeup in the morning, leave for my office, and somehow between the time I got to my office and I went on my first little coffee break to the bathroom, I would notice that my eyeshadow and my eyeliner seemed to travel and rest underneath my eyebrow. Now, can you figure that out? I mean, your mascara, everything is like clouding under your eyebrow. And I kept thinking, now, how in the world does this happen? And then I realized, Lynnis, that my eyelid was sagging, and it was beginning to puddle onto my eyelash. And so when I would, lift my eyebrows with my forehead muscle, it would go away. But the moment I sort of relaxed that area, that my eyelid would actually puddle onto my eyelash. And I looked at myself and I thought, oh, my goodness, this is the beginning of old. And I didn't like it one bit. And that prompted me to start talking to other women about what they were doing to alleviate sagging eyelids. And guess what everybody said? Surgery. And I couldn't believe that that was my only option for anti-aging. But then something kind of miraculous happened, Lynnis, and that is one of the girls, the women friends of mine that I was talking to was in Denver, Colorado, and I was in Oklahoma City at the time, and she told me about a woman from France who was practicing and teaching a very highly specialized exercise program using isometric contraction with resistance. Now, I know those are a lot of big words, but to me, it instantly resonated with me because I had worked for Jack LaLanne previous in my life, and I understood about isometric contraction with resistance. And I had the first glimmer of hope that just maybe this woman would be able to help me with my eyelid. It took a little bit of coaxing, though, Lynnis, for me to get there because I was in Oklahoma City, I had 2 teenage sons, and I had to go to Denver, Colorado if I wanted to make this happen. And it took 3 weeks for me to get to Denver. And in the meantime, my girlfriend, who's kind of a pushy little woman anyway, she kept saying, well, how's your eyelid doing? Is it getting better by itself? And I would say, no, it's not. But I will come to Denver one of these days. And finally, I got to Denver. And this beautiful woman who was 79 years old from France, her name was Marcel Chappet, took one look at my eyelid and touched my forehead and said, I don't think we'll have a problem at all, and we can even help you get rid of that little waddle that you have under your chin.
Wow.
I did not know I had a waddle under my chin because all I was concentrating on was my sagging eyelid. So that began the journey for me of how to save your face without anything invasive or harmful or that would make you upset with the results. And that is
and basically what you talk about and what this product does and what your process, your exercising process does is it gives the look of a facial lift without surgery.
That is correct.
People come away after doing your exercises looking like they've had what they call in Hollywood work done. Have you had work done? Well, it's work done when in reality the only work they've done is the exercises that they have done with their face.
That's
and
right.
The exercises are really amazing. I went through the book several times and I said, okay, I've got to now look at the DVD because I'm one of those visual people. I have to see it, instead of just read it. But just through reading it, some of these things are very simple and almost commonsensical.
Yes.
How did you develop these exercises? What kinds of things did you go through yourself to figure out, okay, this is great for cheekbones and this is great for a sagging chin?
This is what I learned from Marcelle. She is the one who taught me these exercises. When I originally went to Denver, I was only going to be there for her 12-week program. And so my sister was going to take care of my sons, and I would be back and forth into Oklahoma from Colorado. But initially, I was only going to be in Colorado for 12 weeks to learn this program. But I fell in love with this program. I wanted to be a part of this program. And so I began to say to Marcelle, well, can I come back tomorrow? And, I could answer the phones for you or help you. Or I just began to integrate myself into her business. And that's how I came away with all of these techniques under my belt because Marcelle wanted me to make sure that every woman on planet Earth knew that they didn't have to have surgery or injections or anything invasive or harmful to look better than they had in years.
Wow, that is wonderful. What would you say to a woman? Well, here's one. I'm one. I'm 55 years old, and my skin is in really pretty good condition. I get compliments on my skin all the time. But, we all have those things when we look in the mirror that maybe no one else can see, but we can see them. I see it. And my biggest challenge is, and I think there's other people that are out there, the bags under the eyes. And we've talked a little bit about this before the broadcast, and I thought you had some excellent suggestions. When it comes to the old bag in the eyes, what kinds of advice do you give overall? And also, what kinds of, and this might be harder to describe, but what kinds of things can people do for something as common as that?
Okay, well, we actually have 3 exercises that work for underneath the eye. From the moment you begin learning this exercise program, Lynnis, we start working on specific areas of your face. Well, we start with the upper eye area and the upper cheek area. So when we start teaching you how to lift your upper eye, and I would be happy to share that with your listeners, that actually gives new life to that circular muscle that goes around the eye. So we teach you from week 1 how to start exercising the upper eye, and it impacts the lower eye. And then when you move into week 6, we're also teaching you more under eye exercises so that area tightens and you see a difference in the skin as well as the depletion of the puffiness under the eye. So we can do exercise for that, but there are some other little tips that you and your viewers may want to know about to help that under eye puffiness.
Yes, and tell me something in regards to that. I noticed that in your book you talked about the importance of affirmation.
Yes.
And there's almost like a spiritual slant to what it is that you do also, which resonates with me because I believe in the continuum of the mind, body, and spirit. Yes. How does that impact the aging process for a woman in terms of how they look? How does that impact?
Oh, that is such a great question. so many women, Lynnis, look at themselves in the mirror, and they say terrible things to themselves. And they say terrible things about themselves. And so that resonates within your body. If you're saying, it's like that scientist from Japan who, remember, had the glass of water, and he would say certain things to this glass of water, and the molecules would change, and they would become jagged, and he would speak words of comfort and cheer to the glass of water, and the water would respond because the molecules would change their shape and form. Well, it's the same thing in our body. If we're looking at ourselves in the mirror and say, oh, you just look so awful today. Look at that hair. Look at that sagging chin. What's going on with you? Your body is going to respond to that. But if we start saying words of love and comfort, and we declare that my life is in divine order, or God in the midst of me is wisdom and power and intelligence, all these things begin to resonate within us. And I believe that gives us a much better experience when we look in the mirror and we speak words of love and comfort to ourselves. We may not hear them from anybody else that day, but if we speak them while we're doing our exercises out loud and say them 2 or 3 times, I like 3 times actually, then I believe that has a very powerful message to our brain.
Give us an example of an affirmation that you might say 3 times that kind of begins to reprogram our brain in terms of how we look at ourselves and how we view ourselves as women.
Well, one of my favorite is, my life is in divine order. My life is in divine order. My life is in divine order.
Well, I'm writing that right now on one of my vision boards as we speak. I love the idea of divine order. Yeah. One of mine is all things work together for good.
There you go.
All things work together for good. But that's so important. And some people might think, well, that's silly. They're only words. But it's the beginning of a very powerful message that you're sending your mind and your brain, because the mind is a very, very powerful entity, and it governs everything. And, garbage in, garbage out. Start putting that good stuff in, you're going to start having good results. It's a very simple idea, but sometimes we have a tendency to make things so complicated. We think, oh, no, it has to be more complicated than that. Just like with the facial exercises. People say, oh, it's got to be more complicated than that. How can this possibly work in place of plastic surgery? But tell us some of the things that can happen with plastic surgery. I'm sure we've all seen those horrible pictures of celebrities they put up about plastic surgery gone wrong, and I hate those pictures because it's such a disservice to these celebrities for them to put that out there. But tell us about some of the other things that can happen with plastic surgery that maybe our listeners are not aware of. Well,
yeah, and the number one thing that most people don't even realize is the risk of infection is huge. There is more MRSA involved with facial plastic surgery than in any other surgery. How about that? Come away with an infection that you have to harbor in your body for life?
Isn't that interesting?
Yes. And also statistics show that 37% of those who have had a facial procedure using surgery are dissatisfied with their results. That's pretty high.
I believe that. I can tell you a story about a friend of mine. This was about 25 years ago. He had this thing about the bags underneath his eyes, which I thought gave him character and did not look bad, but he was very sensitive about that. So now this was not a man who made a whole lot of money, but he was in the public eye, so he was sensitive about it, so he went and he had surgery. So goes to the surgery, all the pain of recovery and everything else. We go to this unveiling party, which I realize now is probably a bad idea because you never know what you're going to be unveiling. But we go to this unveiling party to ooh and ah over the results. He takes the thing off, and I tell you, Cynthia, I could not tell the difference. I mean, I really, really couldn't. But, of course, you're all like, oh, wow, that looks great. But I was like, oh, my gosh, I cannot tell the difference. I don't know if this is an isolated, instance, or was it the skill of the surgeon? I'm not sure. But I could see no difference. Maybe a little bit more redness because he was still in the healing thing. It was like 2 or 3 weeks later after the surgery. But I saw Nothing different. And he spent thousands of dollars. If nothing else, I guess it worked for a little while for his self-esteem, but I think I'd rather say these affirmations about my life is in divine order, and I am loved unconditionally by God, and I'm a special creation, that there's no one like me on the face of the earth, and I'm beautiful in the sight of God. I think I'd rather say those affirmations than to spend thousands of dollars for a result that may not even happen.
I know. And, you know, Lynnis, so many men and women spend that money and then realize in 3 years, 4 years, maybe even sooner, that they have to have that same work repeated again. And sometimes, I mean, there's just a whole host of things that it may not work. It may not look like you want. The doctor may have flubbed. I mean, that happens. They're only human. They flubbed too. They might have had a fight with their wife that day and didn't do their best work. So there are a lot of pitfalls to choosing that pathway of surgery and injections, whereas Mother Nature can very ably give you the look of a beautiful, lovely, prettier face, better than you've looked in years, just by using facial exercise.
Tell me a little bit about the how-to look for 40 at 60. I think that's such a great concept.
You mean how to look 40 when you're 60?
Yes, right. There's certain things that you talk about there, and since I'm approaching 60, I'm going to be taking these notes. I have 5 years to go, but I'm already thinking about the way I think. I always think a year ahead because, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, and, you know, you always think a year ahead. But for some reason at 55, I'm only like maybe thinking like 6 months ahead because this is getting me real, real close to the 60 mark there.
It can be very close.
Tell us about that.
Yes. Well, let me just give you a couple little hints that I think that are some of the best ways to look 40 when you're 60. It's all about your attitude, Lynnis. Okay? When you look in that mirror and you repeat those affirmations that my life is in divine order, I am a beautiful child of God, I look fabulous today, that resonates with your brain. So keep repeating those affirmations. But you can do things to make yourself look really lovely because some women give up wearing eye makeup when they hit a certain age. Some women don't no longer take care of their hair as they did when they were younger and maybe single or whatever. They've kind of given in to that middle-aged look that's so prevalent. Maybe all it needs is that you need to let your hair grow a little bit. You know, one of my girlfriends, Jackie Silver, who is an aging backwards guru, and that is the name of her book, agingbackwards.com or agingbackwards.com. She told me, she said, you know what? You need to let your hair grow. And I said, I do. She says, it's too short to be young looking. So I said, okay, I'll start letting my hair grow. And I did. And you know what? It made a big difference because now
it looks fabulous.
Yes, it's very
because
youthful.
You know it looks very youthful and it's healthy. Your hair is healthy, and that's important too. If you're gonna, you know, whatever style you have to make sure that you're using the right products on your hair, and the products may change as you get older because that gray hair is a little prickly son of a gun. It's a little different than the hair that you're used to. I let my hair grow. And because I had been wearing it short for years, and now my hair is long. And in the summer months, I wear this natural twist style, and in the winter months, I might flat iron it because the way I was wearing it, it involved water. But I found a product that did not involve water, that's very healthy for my hair. So I may be wearing my twist. And the other thing that happened, probably a good thing in the long run, I developed an allergy to hair dye. I have some funny stories about me and the hair dye. I was in denial. I was going to have brown, black hair no matter what. So finally my doctor, when I had to go to the emergency and get an epinephrine shot, my doctor was like, Lynnis, okay, this is the deal. You do hair dye again, you die. Hair dye, die. That's all it is. Whatever's in there, it's toxic, and you cannot do it. And I'm like, oh, my God, my vanity was such. I just couldn't comprehend the idea of allowing myself to go gray. Well, that was about 6-7 years ago, and sometimes I tease my daughters and say that I'm thinking about dyeing my hair, and they're all like, no. Because what happens is I end up looking like a Star Trek character. My forehead swells, my cheekbones swell, my scalp oozes. I mean, I look horrible, and this goes on for almost 2 weeks before the whole.
You just stay away from that stuff.
Can't do it. So I had to learn to embrace my gray.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've learned to do. And you're right about how you look at yourself and the things that you say to yourself resonate in terms of how you appear to others. And
yes.
because I've embraced my gray and decided that I'm beautiful anyway, with the gray or without the gray, I can't tell you how many compliments I get from younger people about my hair. And even including, is that a weave? And I'm like, why would anybody weave gray into their hair? But okay. But you'd be surprised. Those things that you think aren't attractive about you as you grow older are the very things that you can turn into your glory, because it's what makes you you.
Yes.
It's what really enhances you as a woman. Tell us a little bit more about the how to look 40 at 60. You gave us one tip. What's another one?
Well, another thing is that you want to make sure your clothes are youthful looking. There's, I had to change a lot of things when I got with Jackie Silver, and she was, yes, I had a young-looking face, but the rest of me needed some kind of a makeover as well. So she helped me to change my makeup. She said, you need to have a little more shinier look to your face, and you hear we always powder our faces or put stuff on. So she showed me how to have a little more of a perkier look with a foundation. She also introduced me to a skin pill called Skin Defense Complex. And this is a very powerful antioxidant called astaxanthin, and it's in this pill. And so if you just Google Skin Defense Complex, you're going to see a pill that actually works from the inside out to help your face and your body look younger. I don't know how it happens. I don't know how this special marine property works, but I can tell you that it really has changed my skin. And I've been
you just said something really important. It has a marine property in it?
Yes.
Yes. People think we oversay this, but it is so true. If you go back to the Garden of Eden, you can't go wrong. If you increase your fruits and vegetables and increase anything that has a marine a marine product inside of the whatever it is that you're doing, you can't go wrong.
Yes.
We have a tendency to, poo-poo that, but it's so important, especially as we get older, that we increase. And also that we try to eat it in the original form that it was recreated, which was raw.
Yeah.
Food does not go out of the ground fried. Hate to break it to you.
But you know what you just said is so important, is because the more color you can put in your diet with green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers, broccoli, cauliflower, onions, garlic, all these wonderful vegetables change the complexion of our skin and change the color of it to make us look healthier.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know, it's pretty exciting. And there's one more thing I wanted to tell you about, kind of a little anti-aging secret. One of our, I have a radio show as well, and one of the ladies that we interviewed was a woman who had developed this product called Go Away Gray. And I believe she just got an endorsement from Dr. Oz about this. And it's a special tablet that you take that helps your gray hair go away, because your body is attacking something, because the peroxide attacks the hair shaft. So when you use this product called Go Away Gray, you may not have to use hair coloring as often. And I've been taking it for only about 2 weeks now. And you know what? I think I see some things happening, because usually by now I'm calling my stylist and saying, quick, get me in. I can see little things that need to be refreshed. Not so much in the last 2 weeks.
Wow. Well, I'm Googling it as we speak.
Yes.
I'm not letting any grass grow under my feet. I'm definitely going to find out about it. Tell us about your radio show, the Eagle Sisters. What is that about?
Yes, the Ageless Sisters.
Ageless Sisters, okay.
Yes, and it's with my friend Jackie Silver, who's the Aging Backwards guru. And she was stalking me for a year, Lynnis, trying to find out more about Facial Magic and my other product, Luscious Lips. And she came out to L.A., and I was somewhere in the Middle East when she got here, and I didn't get a chance to see her. So fast forward a couple of months, we were both in Florida at the same time and got together. And we decided that we had so much anti-aging information between us that we needed to have a radio show. And we started the Ageless Sisters. And so we talk about brand promotion and awareness on our show so that women and men can tune in and hear about our guests, just like you're doing with me, and how to have, your life is better, because you know how to do this, or you can help yourself do this, or what. I mean, we've had a lot of celebrities on, and we love our show.
That's fantastic. Now, when does the show come on?
It's on Blog Talk Radio. It's the first and third Thursdays of the month at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And then, of course, anybody who wants to look at our show can always go to Blog Talk Radio, the Ageless Sisters, and find our show that we've recorded in the past.
Fantastic. So make sure, everyone, that you go to www.CynthiaRowland.com, and that's CynthiaRowland, and there you will be able to find all the information in terms of how to follow her on social media, when her radio show is on. Also, take a look at some of her clips from when she was on The View and Doctors. And, Cynthia, you have been around with us. We're just so honored to have you here on the Wellness Journey. This is fantastic.
I'm so happy to be here. I love to talk to, how you and I, when we first talked, we just hit it off instantly. And that's how I like
absolutely.
Yeah, I love to talk with women always, especially about their faces, because I just don't want them doing anything to hurt themselves.
Yes, because something about the face, once it's done, it's kind of like done when it comes to the surgery or some of the other things that we might do.
Yeah.
The times that I've had my allergic reactions to hair dyes and I look like a Star Trek character, one of the times, this is kind of funny too, my husband calls me Lucy, the Black Lucy, because I do get into some of these strange things. Or why did I do that? But this is long after I've known that I'm allergic to hair dye, right? My husband is putting some, black on his mustache, right? Because he's graying. That's what they do.
You better not be saying that on the air, Lynnis. He might not like that.
Oh, well, he knows the story. He tells the story on me. So I looked at that and I thought, wow, this would be a great way for me not have to worry about doing my eyebrows. Let me put some on mine. Oh, my God. As soon as I started putting on, I got this prickly feeling, and then he and I both looked at each other at the same place, and we're like, no. So we run into the bathroom and put water on it and all that stuff. And the next day, my eyebrow, that once I started oozing and had a little bit of eyebrow loss, and you know how it is when you lose your eyebrows. They don't grow quite back the same way. So sometimes when you mess around with your face, that's right, you mess around with your face, so I did permanent damage to my right eyebrow, which is really the last time I tried to do any coloring of any kind anywhere on my body. That was it.
Good for you. I'm glad you're over that, because you could really
I was cured,
long-term damage. Yeah.
Yes, I was cured. It was. Now, if you were to give any woman any particular tip about aging and how to deal with that from a spiritual and psychological perspective, what would be your tip? Because I think so many times our society is unkind to women in particular when it comes to aging. And I think we're getting better. But now there's just saying, 60 is the new 40, 40 is the new 20, or whatever the Sam Hiller's saying. And while that's all fine and good, what's so wrong with being 60? So how can a woman, what would you advise a woman who's growing older? What kind of approach and things can they take to make themselves feel better about the good parts of aging?
Well, you know what? I'm going to draw on some advice from Katharine Hepburn. And that is,
love her.
Never tell your age, number one. Never. And think young thoughts and be so grateful that you are in this wonderful life where you are right now. You are in your perfect right spot. So if you just think good thoughts, do your facial exercises, and be kind one to another, and curl your eyelashes, you'll look much younger.
Man, I think that's a perfect way to end this particular broadcast. But, Cynthia, we're going to be talking with you again. We're going to be hosting a webinar on September 17th, And for people who want to find out more information about that webinar, where we'll be talking about facial exercises and about all the wonderful products that Cynthia has, please go to my website, www.praiseworks.biz. And click on events, and there you will see information on the telecast that we're going to be having. And we are so excited to be partnering with you on the telecast. It's going to be a great opportunity for all of our listeners and all of the people who follow me and who follow you to find out more about your product, how it works, and the wonderful world of facial exercising, and what a positive experience it is to begin that wonderful process of aging.
Yes, and may I just interject one thing? We're going to be doing this with Skype on a webinar. So we're going to see each other face-to-face, and I can actually help teach some exercises.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is so great. I haven't had a chance to talk to your assistant yet about all the technical aspects of the show, but I know she's talked to my person, and it sounds like they have some great things planned, and I can hardly wait to participate and learn. As a matter of fact, I have some of Cynthia's products, and they are awesome. I mean, they are awesome, and I encourage you to go to her website and find out more about her products and her philosophy on aging, and there's just all kinds of information. And again, that's www.cynthiarowland.com. That's CYNTHIAROWLAND.com. Cynthia, thank you so much for being on the Wellness Journey today.
My pleasure. I have enjoyed every moment of it. And I look forward to September 17th. We'll get together again.
Okay, very good. Looking forward to it, too. Okay. Wow, thank you so much. It was always wonderful to talk to Cynthia. She's such a positive person and such an inspirational person, I think, for all women. When you talk about seizing the opportunity and seeing something that resonates with your spirit and going after it and making it yours, owning it, that really is what life is all about. And it's never too late to do that. Sometimes it might involve some sacrifice. Sometimes it gets a little frustrating because it doesn't always happen the way we want it to happen. But when you are operating within your calling, within the thing that the Creator has basically created you to do, even during the dry spells, there is such a joy that comes from pursuing those gifts, talents, and abilities that God has given you. And here on the Wellness Journey, we want to help you do that. We want to help you discover all the things that are important to you to help you achieve total wellness for your mind, body, and spirit. This is Lynnis from PraiseWorks, and we will see you again on the next segment of the Wellness Journey. Have a blessed and prosperous week.
Thank you for joining us on the Wellness Journey. We hope that you have enjoyed our show and look forward to the opportunity to share with you again information that will help you along your journey to total wellness for your mind, body, and spirit.